Here we go. Hello for day 2. Sorry about yesterday. I forgot that when I made the schedule that I had to go to an eyeglass appointment, which is really important to gameplay. And here we are with Darius of Twitch, as I like to call her. Go. Okay. As I said, I would be doing this after work, just like everyone else, after school, after a full day. So while we wait for that, work was terrible. Work was fun today, and that's pretty much it. I drive as a rideshare driver. I will not name the company because that would be unfair. Haven't had lunch or slash dinner at this point. I'm looking for something now while we log in because we're logging in and it's going to take a sec. This would be your. This was probably recommended for anyone to find some food and take care of your extremities because you're going to be sitting there for like 2 hours or so. You get carried away. Not working. Find anything. Cats. Mr. Pook suggested that we have tuna today because Mr. Pook gets taxes. We tend to call the cat tax boar's head because I used to make lunch for my husband, and I would give him, I would give the cats or all the animals some proceeds of the meat because they waited so patiently, sort of. Of course, we have a dog now. Yay, Dad's dog. But don't worry, this is going to be really quick. I'm almost done. I just have to kind of flick some tuna out for the dog because everybody gets taxes. There we go. Taxes are important. We must pay taxes. Alright, there we go. And I've got drinks already for leftover from work, so we're good to go. We're going to head out to Summerford Farms today and knock all those quests out, level up, and work on the main storyline, or a main story quest. And let's call our friend. There we go. One carbuncle. Due to the nature of this game, we can now go to any, any location in the city that we had now that we've opened it. The rest of the world is roughly about the same. Wow, I cannot hear any game. Not good. Has to do with that thing that I forgot about. Can't play that, so close that. Having technical. It's not working. Hear me, I can see that, and have no actual sound. Alright, we're gonna take a break real quick and figure out what's going on, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, but I still have no game sound for this. Trying to get a technician in here who set the sound up where it allows the microphone and the game to do different things and mostly keep everything else out. I will be back in 30 minutes, okay? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to put this back on hold. Alright, we got this working. We have sound again. I apologize for the inconvenience of having to restart the game. I am such a dunce. My husband, he said sometimes you have to restart the game. So, yeah, we're still gonna go out to Summerford and do cool things, and then move ourselves along to the point where we can actually do fun things like hang out in dungeons with other people. I know a lot of people play Final Fantasy, but they might never have. I met a lady today, because I'm a rideshare driver, who literally plays Final Fantasy but has never considered the storyline of playing with other people. And I told her it was dope. And she's thinking about it because there's at least 4 stories for the online here. Alright. We were talking about using the Aetherite to get outside the city. To make sure you know where you're going. The map used to, yeah, work. So we're going to take the gate that goes to Middle Illinois. And I guess being logged out, one must recast their carbuncle nowadays. Okay. And you'll notice that when you completed the Aetherite attunement in the city, you can go to 2 of the gates. And here we go. Remember we had those quests, so basically on the way, you know, this is Sika Ladybug. While I was showing Denia to one of my guildmates, so we got her added into the FC because the FC, or full company, has it's perfectly capable of providing extra XP, but unfortunately we don't have the grand company credit to buy the perk to you know, make it active. So this is us. But our actions, we have 1 left, and it would give us a 5% up to a level for the end of A Realm Reborn. These little shell-like things are part of your hunt log, which will give you a faster run on, you know, getting and leveling up. Because she is basically is able to kill by using DOTs, you can actually distance cast and let things chase you around and get minimal damage. Basically it's called kiting, I guess that's what it was called back in the day. The only problem with this pet, it didn't always used to do this horrible thing of area of effect. So you literally have to almost, oh, for the love of God, we've got 4 of these things. That's okay. You got this. You so totally got this. As long as we have the damage over time effect, we can literally let them run around, heal ourselves, and wait it out. Like that. And the pet will do damage, you know, the damage over time will do. Dude, stop grabbing aggro. Aggro, aggression. If you never played this before, played anything before that's an MMO. It took me like 5 years to learn that stuff. Way back in the beginning, when I first started playing. Alright. She'll have quests on the way to our location. So we are actually going to ask this little thing not to do anything because, oh my god. So, he nowadays, this thing attracts damage from multiples. It does an area of effect that is really large and draws more stuff than I want to take damage from. There we go. And we'll have him stick. There's only one. See what I mean? We gotta do anything. All I want to do is eat tuna on the side. Have to take damage. Right. The nice thing this class is able to do is heal themselves. It's really good in the beginning, but in the long run, I'm not really sure if it's really an option at higher levels. Because I had, once upon a time, Black Mage or the Thaumaturge could heal themselves, but most of their equipment is geared towards blowing stuff up. And I really want to say it the other way because it is so on the money. Oh, heck no, we're not deal with that. Not if we don't have to. Alright. So, as we go along our way, population, they're reducing the population, better manage, like you know, the DNR. That there is an incoming attack. By the way, you don't have to deal with it. We're gonna basically consider that thing dead. You almost have to count a quick 1-2 when you stop moving to cast anything. It takes time. But you can also almost, you know, do what I just did. But as you can see, if you're too close or you're too low level, you're not going to be able to get a spell cast off. Hey, I think we can actually put all that equipment on that we had before. There we go. Looking plain, looking plain. I could have swore we got some other stuff. That's our racial gear. I guess we never could have sworn we had other equipment. So whiny. At level 50, there's these marks that you can get in on killing. Guy is aggressive. Puck. The blue thing over it. The pucks they're not aggressive. Tiny Mandorian, Mandragons are not. Welcome to Summerford. These chocobo keeps, once you get high enough, you can ride them from town to town. If you get one in the city, you can literally rent one, but once you get off, you don't still have it. Luckily, you get one of your own later. Due to the nature of this count being really old and having bought a bunch of crap. Oh my god, this is so cute. But my mail is completely full of stuff from company. That's from one of the other expansions, and it gives you 30% when you're 50 or below. This is the Fat Chocobo. Really fun. That's from buying game cards off of Amazon. Get a female version too. I don't remember what that mask was for. It was something. These prism wings are pretty cool, but they're just annoying to have in your inventory. Maid outfit came with that Amazon thing. Never gonna wear that for Titan. And then you get some of the um, other stuff for some of the some of the characters. Never worn it. Don't like it. This looks really nice for earrings. The Baron earrings. They don't give you any stats, but when you get to being able to overlay your ugly equipment with cooler stuff, you can make that your earrings or headpiece. That's a nice outfit. Some of these actually do have stats, but I was wanting to not use any of this stuff. Although the dolls are really good stuff. So, and you get a free Fantasia. So if we don't like how we look, like they're getting gunny, but we're gonna still be at this at the end of the year. And when they get the Vieira males, you might actually decide to swap genders or looks. Gives you a minion and a mount. You get a little stuff. I've never used any of it. This will give us a new barding for our chocobo. Have our own chocobo later. But I also have other rides. And I've still got stuff that I haven't. It's my capacity is like maxed out for game stuff. The stuff that's rolled off the end that's not in there. That newest earring for XP, which gives you XP up until like level 60 or 70. Nice. So we're gonna go talk to the boss man up here. If you've made level 50 and you have a chocobo or any mount that'll fly, you can actually fly through the older the lower level areas, which is really nice once you've already leveled to a certain point. Oh goody, free leg armor. We have a choice between combat armor, mage, caster armor, and money. Probably do money later on if you're doing stuff or if you skipped it. But you can almost right now hear the when you finish the quest, the main story. So we're looking at getting a new weapon. Oh, that's good. That is so good. So we are not going to be able to go any further without actually having gear, which we do not have. So we cannot continue the main story quest without level 5 equipment. So this means that we us. Oh, the first time I did this, it was such a struggle. Kept coming back to this guy and coming back and not realizing that I needed like unequip anything that doesn't qualify. So do. Now, if we're lucky, we have enough money to actually buy this crap. At this level, it would be great to actually make this. And I usually, when I start a new character, I just kit myself out with gear and wait until I can use it. So we need battle gear. Looks like we might be able to buy it all. And go intelligence and mind. Mind is the necessary requirement for healers. Again. No. Crap, we need. I think we got one. Happens. Go. One ugly ass hat. We will be able to recolor ugly armor. Later on. Have everything. We don't get belts. The right use belts. Not bad. And luckily they let us choose. Not wear a hat. Actually looks kind of bad. Kind of fierce like that. So we'll leave that on for today. Bet money he was gonna. Oh, orange juice. That's actually really useful. Food gives 3% extra XP or experience point. Sorry about that. My bad. And there we go. And there's the famous level up sound for Final Fantasy. Has not changed for as long as I've known it. The only difference is the difference between 16-bit and, you know, better sound quality. I've never found a great use for either. Eye drops, it improves your ability to hit a target, but again, I've never really seen it as a big thing to use except in the standalones when you play by yourself. Then it's really useful. Echo for casters is the most important thing you can possibly have. And paralysis. Those are the two most important things for a caster. One will allow you to move out of the way. One will keep you from it. One will restore your ability to cast a spell. The other one will stop you from being interrupted while casting a spell because you're twitching. Like you've got, you know, like you've been hit with a stun gun or something. I like how he calls her by her last name. That is so Japanese. Wow, she's got some nice boots somewhere. I mean, we could jump down, but we probably want to be taking damage. Not that it's that much. I've actually played EverQuest where falling damage is an issue. So we were actually to get kitted out the rest of the way for nothing from a store-bought. Store-boughts aren't that really expensive. I mean, I'm not saying they don't get to be onerous, but compared to the market for it, and all the cute outfits are like the best outfits are like millions of gil. We'll get her a cheap, cute outfit later, but after we learn how to, after we learn to glamour. Oh my god, I got a new DOT last time. Oh, this is awesome. I'm so excited. Yes, die, you bastard. Die, you buzzard. Die. It's supposed to be kid friendly. So I do have a funny story about kid friendly. When my kid was 7, he used to go to the sitter and I used to go to work. But I was also a gamer. So basically what happened is that I came to the sitter one day and my son got in the car and she says, "Wait a minute." The sitter says, she's a little old lady. Awesome. And she says, "Your son dropped the B and F-bomb." And I said, "Was he sitting in front of the console?" Because children do what we do. And I'm a gamer. So I have gamer stress. We got in the car and we had this little conversation about words he could use. Damn, not being allowed to play something. It was an absolutely bad word with history. So, casual player totally makes a mistake. Should have started with the long run, but this isn't one of those situations where you're starting the combat. So you have to take the hit. So anyway, my son got in the car. I got in the car. I sat down and said, "Baby, cannot cuss where the sitter can hear you. I know you were playing with her grandson, but alright, down here, request. You cannot cuss around people outside your peer group at your current age of 7. And you can only do it in the car because that's where mommy does it, and in front of the computer or console at home, or with your friends if you're absolutely sure that you're not going to be heard by an adult, by your friends' parents or other adults. I never had another problem. But if I ever said the damn word, he would get on me about that, because that's a cuss word. That is an unused cuss word. We had 6, but he's 21 now. Alright. Okay. The problem with being a casual player, I just got bent so badly to get done. And I mean, seriously, look, beautiful vista, all these Final Fantasy buildings, you know, in the Final Fantasy style. A lot of games, when they go from expansion to expansion, they up their graphics. Final Fantasy was, not Final Fantasy, but EverQuest was terrible about that. I'm not talking about the one that came after. Is every time they add an expansion, they didn't update the whole of all of the character models. Every race that comes out is basically built in the same style as the one they started with in A Realm Reborn. I don't know about the kerfluffle, you know. Oh, we need to go in the grotto. Okay. That's just down here. Oh, I passed it. Down here. Some of the hut logs come down here too, so this drove me crazy the first 1,000 times. Oh, we're gonna do that too. So anyway, as you can see, your hunt log is basically right here where we need to go to do our very first duty. But anyway, while we're here, we're gonna take care of this extra free XP. These guys aren't really that hard to deal with. Come on, dude. Do your job. I generally don't have, when I play by myself, I don't usually have any of the combat music. And it's gonna be low because it makes things seem a lot. It could mess with your concentration to get everything done. Some people like it. I just find it distracting. Where the heck are you going? Oh, we got outside of its range, so now it's gonna... And then it's gonna come back, fully healed, because we were out of range. We got out of range of its starting point. There's a tracker that will pop up, record of the bogey. Sometimes you only have to kill one, later in the game you have to kill 4. Sometime after 35 or so. Dude, just fade away. Stuff to do in here. Luckily these guys are not aggressive. So we only need to kill 2 of these. Here. And try not to get a double whammy there. Love of God. Yeah, once upon a time, if you sicked your blue carbuncle, your emerald carbuncle on, it would only attack. Okay, we can do this. It would only attack one target. Now it does this darn, area of effect thing, and it's frustrating. Okay, we need to get out of range of those little buzzards. We only need to kill one more of them. And I need to turn that off. It's gonna hurt. Oh. Huh. Oh, we're gonna do that. Okay. Cannot start this duty. Fates are good when you're at a higher level and you're starting a brand new class or profession. Okay, we're done with that finally. You're a naughty little emerald carbuncle with that business. Now, this is done 3 different ways, depending on your starting city. This particular MSQ. For this city, it's going to be here. In the Black Shroud, it's going to be a tree stump, and I can't remember what it was over in the old Othanalan area. I haven't done that one in a while. So this is called a duty. They explain it to you, and then after this they stop explaining it. And this would be the active help window. Right there. You can always pause the stream and read this. There we go. And it tells you the maximum level. The S thing there is just letting you know that you're going to be, if you're over level 9, that it's going to reduce your level. So if you got up to like level 15 or 20 or 30, just make you level 9. Because sometimes we over dungeon ourselves.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea.
All poetic and stuff here.
Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone. Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea.
Realize this game would actually be good for your kid.
Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms. I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark.
So when you type in
Or
say,
perhaps not.
or in your full company, your mouth moves unless you turn it off.
As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence.
I'm so excited about this.
Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the key? Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend.
So she's a healer. Got it. You'll always notice that these people that are here, their levels are questionable. You never know what their levels are. And we've kindly allowed her to take damage for us. And Hank, even though she's a healer, she can heal herself. She'll be fine. There, she's added her arrow, which is the three things that we had, the two things we put on it, which is the damage over time. Also an insta-cast. It's something you can do in a healing rotation. And now we have our own problems. Okay, fine. Get this guy on it. What we're doing, and this is what you do in a dungeon. You strictly go around making sure everything is taking damage. That's mostly your responsibility, and staying out of the way. And this is ridiculous. I think I'm gonna fail this. It'll be awesome. Fail, please, a little bit. Wow, come on, man, get off me. This is what potions are good for, because they allow you to do the, heal while on the run. Oh, she's so high level. One of her heals just heals me right up. So we'll let her do that, and we will focus on stuff. And that's the end of it once you get it all done. Some of them are a little different. The one that you would do... Oh, the one in Thanalan is the big golem type thing. That's what it is.
Phew.
Some of the later ones are, you have to actually not just spread yourself thin. Here we are. Stories. Oh.
Hear, feel, think.
Crystal Bearer. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. And shine thy light on all creation.
Awake again, are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion, piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden... I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed. I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
Well, that worked out. We have a bunch of completed stuff, and we are one more story into the quest, the whole story of the beginning of Final Fantasy Online. Baits are nice, they're a good boost in XP. I tend to actually avoid them until I level a character that can so... I can't remember. Hold on. Company seals, that's what it... Grand Company seals. I mean, I'm not saying that the XP isn't good. Hey, look, there's somebody out here. These, to get that dancer chick, you need to make level 60. And you start out at level 60. The bunny person is from the last expansion, the Viera. Alright, we got a little bit of XP. Not a lot, but we got a little bit. A little bit's better than nothing. There's that dude again. Alright, we're gonna run while I try to figure out to skip all of this, but we're gonna do it at least once. What I'm really looking for is turn on to turn on the auto chat feature. Add that like that. That will make it fun to look at vistas without having to use an extra key. Ignore debt. Actually, I prefer cone because I have the amount of stuff. Oh, targeting. That's really nice, but when you roleplay, it's actually a very bad thing. Usually need to do stuff. Let's see. Back from it. Items. To do. I forgot some interface and it. What I'm looking to do now is crazy thing. Out now we don't. Let's. Alright, we don't want this next to cursor. I actually find it rather frustrating that, you know, it just follows you around. You can have this show upon area change or login. I prefer not. Play guide, not really interested in seeing that very often myself. We all have our own thing. Go with what, you know, I'm used to playing. This is okay. It tells you stuff that you're done with. Okay. Still haven't found what I'm looking for. Top bar. Log window. We have our profanity and filter based on this. And much as I can do family environment. Find spot where it is. God, I'm blind. Okay, I'm blind. I usually use 18. No. Don't know. This is really nice. You can change your color for like my friends to match my name tag. Cat visit. Party members, that's okay. Friends, colors. Friends get to match my color. Drive me crazy. There is a way to turn dialogue so that it automatically scrolls, which would probably be best for you guys. I can take a drink and stuff while you guys are probably their next. Oh, you know what? We didn't do this. It'd be terrible. So most of the cities and burgs and villages of note have an aetherite. This makes getting back to them fairly easily, but currently we have a lot of money. We need, going back and forth. Once you can grind dungeons, you can actually pick up few gil from everything that um, party slays, removes, terminates, um, incapacitates. There we go. We'll go with incapacitation because in this world the dungeons all rehabit them. Done them. If you're a role player, you just say you're cleaning up after the chosen one. It's not a bad deal. Here we go. Okay. Cat on the court again. We do this Monday. Mr. Pooks, would you please lay under the... There you go. Go girl, girl. The famous Pooks. And our orange juice is good for a healer. Well, at least he's honest about it. We're gonna lean on the potion because they're like, useful. When you're squishy, you taste good with ketchup. Reserved for the almighty healers. Yay. Good for cast used against those that use casting. But you don't know which stuff that the mobs use, so try it out. Not what I'm looking for. Okay. I will figure this out, but due to sound when I'm alt tabbed out, I won't do the um. Oh, that's how. So next time we have cutscenes, I will press the space bar and enable the auto scroll. Be actually kind of useful. Uh, uh, can play first person. I mean, okay. Oh, I'm gonna be so unrealistic about this. I have this bad habit of not reading quests. Oh, okay, so we're looking for dudes back in. I probably did. Space bar, but yeah, we have Kato. We have a kitty here. Oh, that didn't work. Lalafell. So there's this. See how this all winds up going basically towards where you need to go for the main story. Pulls it out of the pocket. So earlier we killed Pucks. Now we have to do it all over again. So you do that, and you do your... Oh man, let's go. Cat, get your head off the keyboard. Well, this thing is kind of aggro. On the other hand, it's not. It will attack you if you get too close. And I mean, you really have to stand on its foot. That's what I've learned. You have to stand on their foot. One more of those. Not gonna want to get closer to that other one because, as you know, we will never get done the way that AoE goes. Now, got everything over here. Do you actually get a mount? Pretty much spend a lot of time running around or taking. I always go by Chocobo. My husband actually prefers. I haven't seen. He did it one time, but now that he's able. As soon as he can get a ride on a character, blam, on it, and he just doesn't seem to want to actually use the Chocobo system, but of course it costs a little bit of gil. Like traveling between the 3 city-states, you literally cheaper to take the airship than to actually teleport. Like, turning to your home to a city that you set a home point is free. You only do it every so often. But you'll notice that going to the city from where we're at is 133 gil, and Middle of Nosha, which is right in front of us, is only 100. The closest thing's gonna be 100. So some of that end game content is like $1,000, and the thing is you can, it's considered cheap. Because I've been playing a while, every new character gets like teleport tokens. So when I have a new character, like her, um, I use the tokens to do the main story quest. Because they just run you all over the like a goat. Back up. Get a head body piece. Improve our defenses. So notice that as we have had more better equipment, that we're not interrupted when casting a 3-second spell. Or we can take the money. But because this is your first character, getting the gear is best. At 15, we're going to waste our time. And we're going to do the how to be a caster quest. There's one for the healer, there's one for the caster. Once you do the caster one, you'll get a whole set of armor for different types of classes. So you'll get like your tank, you'll have tank gear, which I find to be very attractive, and I spend a lot of time glamoring it in everything. The mage gear is eh. The rogue, the not tank melee classes. I basically tend to. I don't like those either. I think they're kind of ugly, but they fit with the style of the universe, quite well. So they could be considered styling. But I eventually find that the scale mail looks really nice. It's attractive, colorable, and you can apply it to your armor until you get something better looking, or more befitting of your standard, or becoming very powerful. There we go. Cash. The side quests are good for equipment, gear, all kinds of stuff. Let's Oh, we're going to do that over there. There. What is... Huh? I don't want... Nice. Alright. So we look lower and stuff to take care of. We might be able to... We can do those before we go. That's in Orlanosia. So basically, these guys... We'll just teleport back to this... Hell with it. Nice if I'd have done that. I had extra XP. Like we're pretty much out of rested experience. Since I owe you guys some time because I had sound issues, I'll do this for a few extra minutes. I got a roleplay LARP date with somebody. Come up with a new character. It's gonna be fun. But that's on this side, so try and grab some extra poop. We didn't get anything. Dang it. Alright, so we need to shoot on steady. Because guys are the horrible things to beat. Grounded pirate. Probably not any grounded pirates. I just saw somebody. Oh, pull this guy away from the crowd. We're gonna have him chase us, and then we're gonna stick the pet on it because I am so not doing that amount of damage. Looks like he's a fighter class or a paladin. He's gonna be a little bit harder to beat because he's higher level than us, and we are not. Oh, I'm missing that really cute earring that gives me boosts my stats. Dude, don't pull everything. We can't take these guys. We'll get equipment that will lower our cast time. There's all kinds of things that we can use, like materia. As soon as you can get a crafted item, you can actually stuff materia in it once you unlock materia. We'll do as soon as we can. People have told me you don't need you don't need all those things. For a while we did. A lot of the newer equipment, dungeon equipment that's green, you cannot add any materia to it. The pink ones can be sold. Some of the green stuff that comes out of the dungeon can be sold. And it's man, it's done. Never good. There we go. That's over with. We don't have anything in the hunt log left to do here, and we're just gonna be little lazy people, and we're gonna go back to town. Turn everything in, and if we need to go out to Lowerland, I'll shift, but there's probably a bunch of quests and stuff out there. And I totally screwed up. But since we're here, upper decks, see what we got. Upstairs. Damn shit, we didn't actually turn in the first time. So turn it in back. Yeah, I knew we were supposed to have collected some equipment. At least we should have been fully equipped. Alright. Wondering what we did do. And then we went out and wasted money. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Actually, can't run a chocobo. Servant is on the way, so fuck. So technically, we might actually be almost level 9. Yeah, he was right outside the gate. Leads to another duty. And you can type. And you cannot use all caps. It's not English. and you have to actually literally do it the way the Japanese want. And you can't use capitals because I guess they're different kanji in this. You have I showed you have emotes. You use the emote, but we're just type it in. Not going to use it that often. Unlike the beckon and soothe. Alrighty then. All the fun. And done everything right. The quest and your level should be roughly within range of each other. That. Done all the side quests. That means is that through actions you can do it basically keeps you ready to do the main story quest at all times. Take these little buggers around. Help the carbuncle. I almost want to name him Bob. We're just gonna call him George. That'll be fun. Nah, he's a Bob. And that's over with. Would have been harder if we'd have been actually on the same level. Our little... there's a little Lafell there. They have like the creepiest smile over here of all times. No? Now let's see if we can get some of this action over here. Oh, it's a low level. Move out. You'll notice that that the NPCs will actually work these quests. Now that we have these higher level people in here, we're just gonna do whatever damage we can and hopefully do enough damage that we actually get decent XP out of this. Because if these things are so low level that we just need to get it's over. It's waiting for respawns. Usually there we go. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna put a dot on each of them, and then I'm just gonna let the other guys kill everything. As long as we do one single point of damage, we'll get XP out of it. All we have to do is kill this last one, and we're later levels. It'll be 2 more when it looks like that. Alive. Okay. Here we go. For us, 400 XP is actually pretty good. You get too far away from your carbuncle, he despawns. Interesting. Talk to this guy. Now let's test. Luckily the turn-in is not here. No, I don't think I have to come back. Money. Clothing. All the clothing we needed and didn't quest for. You really don't have to buy the clothing. You just have to do the quest and it's time. Oh. I really love these little purple. They do. Pretty. That one's over with. We're low enough to actually get into trouble while doing this. Fantastic. Later we'll go level up our potions when we get to a point where it does more, where we need more than 60 points max. So, Friday, we'll just take a minute here and that. Now those things can literally, you get too many of them on you at one time, they'll kill you. that's it. There's no shame in running away. Alright, that's it. I'm done. As much as we need to actually work on that little thing. Seriously? Go. Oh, that's how much we've done to the actual quest. Are we actually gonna be able? Probably not. Or we will. Okay. Okay, those puggles are gonna be more trouble than the Yarzon feeders. When you make 14, those little Yarzons, those little puggles won't bother you. Oh, seriously? Die, all of you. And you can't get too far away from the area to kill. You need to put stuff down. So, as you can see, you have to be frustrated with it. Goody, we can leave now. I've turned off the little carbuncle because he's the big part of that. I really have not liked the changes they've made to the carbuncle. Oh, got places to go. Docile Yarzon, shoot, gotta do. So we have this choice of cleaning things up or alright, let's do this one at a time. Take care of this little fate because PETA. See how easy it is to control when you just pet the little guy out of the box. The orange pet will be fun. Get that one in a little bit. Like I said, distance is a caster's friend. Music though. Seriously? No! Go away! when that's the most important thing is this stupid level 2 that needs to die so that you can get stuff done. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Oh my, I was gonna be better now. There we go. Alright. You can bind there and make that your main saving point for a while. Be in an area a while. There's some areas that you really would do that. Levmets, when you get them, you'll find out that if you die, you go back to your save point, which is the city, and if it's not local, you your points. They're called. Can't open that menu yet. You get a certain amount of accrued levments that you can do. Almost every character that I have that isn't new, that has has dungeons or guild test, literally has them maxed out at 99. Crafters have been known to actually burn, not use them for combat and use them for crafting, and they've burned them out while leveling up a crafting class, and then they'll ignore it until they've got more. Nice thing is that sell the items that we basically couldn't figure out why we didn't have gear. Shouldn't have had to buy any. So this will be our new equipment. It's ugly. Get the job done. And I'm pretty sure we can find. So when we get to a different level, they will give us next potion, at least for right now. Later, higher level potion have longer recast time. But it's not worth that about system. Which is why I don't ever use ether, because many of the classes, the mage classes, have a means of gathering mana in combat. Like the healer has one that, when you get down to half mana because of the it's actually got a really quick refresh, but you have to manage it. So when you get down to half mana, you need to cast it, regenerate your mana. That way, because some of those combat sessions are really long, or you're running around, or you never know if you need to resurrect somebody. And you have this thing that allows you to instantly cast the resurrect, and the resurrection sucks all of your mana out, and you need to have that thing ready to bring that mana back up. You immediately have to heal. Well, I don't know. If they're DPS, I bring them up and I put a regen on them and hope for the best. They have a potion. Casters that are like her, that are distance casters, like I said, you need to be as far away from your target as you can to actually minimize the amount of mana used by the healer in the party. Same thing with like rogue, archers. Their archers have this minimum distance for an AoE or an area of effect, and what happens is that some of them absolutely believe that they have to be pretty much standing on top of the boss monster, and that's not true. Or on top of the groups of things that they're killing. It's not true. There is actually a range on that, and it isn't, standing toe to toe. I've can't say how many, archers or bards have been standing on top of these critters, getting their brains beaten out. It didn't need to be that close. You literally don't need to be that close. I don't have like perfect 80s for my Omni, um, but I do know enough to know that I've played my Omni enough that the only thing I haven't mastered is I haven't gotten a level 50 tank yet. They do recently have created the tank with the gun blade, so it's totally, once you learn how to tank, totally worth it if you're into the gun blade stuff to get that gun blade. The most recent expansion. Because it's really awesome. But like I said, this is just a casual playthrough. It's not anything. It's about just showing that you can get stuff done for 2 hours a day. And since I owe you guys 15 minutes, I'm going to do an extra 15 minutes today. Because it's, we had some... Generally, if you have technical difficulties at home, I would have just played with the game without sound. But again, we're here together and we're doing it together. Or you're watching it after I've long since gone away. Oh, we're going. Oh. Alright, we take this guy. It used to be you had to buy that high potion. One right here. You used to have to buy that. Some of the quests, you are given the item or pick up the item that you need to take to the person of which you need to give it to. In this case, this orange juice is literally going to be used to get the unlock for changing the color of your items. Generally, all this stuff is earth tone. These cloth items are all really bland and very linen, unbleached linen. They have an unbleached linen look. Yeah, totally yapping my face off. This is like missing an exit at work. Totally blowing exit off because I'm being catty. Alright, here he is. Most of the stuff that I've noticed about most of the streamers is they show gameplay like this. They show the best of the best. Here we go, we're handing it over. Go. He reaches out with his own hand. I can do hand over. Nope, not right now. We can do hand over. They have these really... Hey, and our first belt. I'll buy one now. They've added a lot of things. One of them is the recommended gear. That. We're going to upgrade everything for better gear. You'll see this centerpiece. This is the average color of everything made as a weaver. But you'll notice that the game gives you colored items, aka other people's stuff. I like to think that this stuff is probably used, think about the economy being that, a new item of equipment for her, like the hat, was 100. You know, was 100 gil. 137 for these, you know, everyday items. You know, for level 5. All right, that's over. Ah, black loam to the cook pot. Now this is so much fun. Yep. Kill it, buddy. Kill it. Luckily, these is not that bad. Just bound. There's spirit binding in the game where it's bound to you and no longer be used by someone else. But the really cool part is it hits 100%. Not this stuff, because this stuff we got this stuff when we logged in. You can actually get free materia out of it by, you know, you have to learn how to do the materia thing. That guy killed a bunch of stuff, so we should only have 2 if we're lucky. Now what's really good is that there's sides to everything. So if you can walk behind something, it doesn't see you. Usually. Sometimes it just depends on how close you are. If you have the ability to be invisible or to hide and sneak, then you'll be good. Cow pieces out of that, probably. Alright, there we go. Oh, that's all done. See that? Walked right behind that guy. Totally worth it. You can see me. That grumpy face there, that is a boss fight. So it's like one thing and sometimes one thing with a bunch of things. And so you got all this crap attacking you while you're trying to take out this really tough guy. Luckily he's, you know, he's at level. And I'm not down with that right now. Like I said, we are not going to get Grand Company scripts for, you know, seals for that, so no. Except for the XP, it's a waste of time. And we're playing casually, and we're not trying to, you know, max out like in 3 weeks or something, because we could do it. Literally could do it. Once we hit level 15, we can do it. Then we have to, you know, mess around with the main quest. Totally doable. But we're playing casually because we now start with equipment. Don't need any of those. We start with jewelry now. We didn't used to, so getting free jewelry was like the thing, or buying it or something. The best jewelry is the jewelry made by players, or dropped in dungeons, or bought with tomes and various other financial things that you pick up or trade. Where are we going here? Oh, for the love of God. I just totally wasted my time. Really? See, that's what I was talking about. If you do everything right, your hunt log will most of the time line up with stuff you have to do anyway. But, you know, getting an XP twice, you know, doing this and getting XP several times is not a bad deal. That guy on do not disturb because I don't want grandmother. So, strategy never hurt anyone. We've already had this dude pull half the camp. Seriously? He's all excited, now he can go. Okay, now we can go. Yeah, you do your work. Do what you gotta do, buddy. has an extra thing that he can do. So I don't want to do that. Totally wasted that for 30 seconds. One more pirate. Put him on safety. Just don't want to have to. We're hating our lives that we let him do his. Pull that over here. Turn on the 6. And then you can go extra damage. And there we go. There's certain boss fights and dungeons that you'll do. E.g. pet with on standby because they just make things worse. They're not helpful. Unless you're a healer. Because eventually this class has the option to heal or do DPS. I've never actually learned how to heal with it, but the nice thing is when you're leveling the Omni and you only do Scholar, you heal, wind up leveling the healing side of this class too. Question it's called in the game. Generally, you can take the stuff that you get from quests that we wound up seeing. You're not going to get much out of it. Sell it to a merchant. If we were a higher level, put it up on the market board and undercut everybody and make some ching ching ching-a-ling. Make some ching ching. And you'll find that sometimes a crafting thing pull in making chips because higher level crafters can make high quality items and they give you better stats and boosts. Like as I was saying earlier, jewelry that's made by a crafter who takes the effort to make a high quality item also gives you 1 point of armor. Get 1 point of armor. They're worth it, and the stats too, of course, are much better. Book worth it. It's too. Ideally, I would love to max the book spirit bond out, but you can actually do that really quickly by swapping out dungeon. Get it up, especially right after you get the ability to use materia or put it in things. If you have any friends, well, you can have them, put stats and stuff before you actually bind it through combat. Ah, there it is. We are going to do this. Okay, doesn't help that I have my phone. But here we go, we have it. Now you can have this go through the dialogue and it'll be easier with actually having hands to pet cats and something while dialogue is happening. Might be a little fast, but I'll have to. There's no way I can slow this down without. Oh wait, there is. Turn my controller on. I can't slow it down a little bit. And no, I don't use a controller for this game because I think. Yeah, there we go. Bitchin'. Sorry, moms and dads out there. Alright, there we go. Perfectly good use for a controller is to turn up the, just to circumvent this. And look! We now qualify for chocobo riding. We can now ride chocobos. Yay! Yay! Very good for, it allows you to utilize time while you're traveling to grab a drink, open a bag of chips. That's why I like it. Like I said, my husband takes his personal stuff, chocobos, around, but I actually use it for time management. So we need to go. We also need to go talk to that dude. Turn and done. We can always cost like it costs a little bit of gil to go, but it's far cheaper. You'll notice that it was like 15 gil to go to the city state, whereas if we'd have teleported, it would have been 133. And at this point in our lives, that is onerous, high, even though we are sitting on a bankroll of 1504. You have a sprint key. It's good for keeping up or catching up with people in dungeons if you're slow like me and have terrible habits. You know. Are you kidding me? You know what? I am gonna go turn this. Really? Okay. Fine. Because I'm not interested in doing that thing that I did once upon a time where I ran back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And, you know, the direction that we're going, we're basically doing the MSQ. You'll notice that the quest lines, the side quests, stuff like this that are like this, and not the, you know, the main story. You know, all right, let's beat this guy. There. The opposite direction. Go, and there is a quest down there. Out to try. Be able to cook with that at level 10. The only crafting that we can do here, gathering that we can pick up here is fishing. Crafting that we can do is armor, blacksmith, and cooking. Before we had the expansions, I made good money selling a single rain collar at a time. I made arrows in EverQuest, and I specialize in storage in EverQuest too. Oh my god, I made flooded arrows too. I had a guy actually have a postal fit with me. We did some competition marketplace that day. He gave up. Problem was is that before bed I would count sheep basically. Go out and I would just roam around this one area gathering materials to make stuff. And what that did is it literally meant that all of my supplies are free. I was pretty sure he was buying that stuff off the market board. On top of that, I was high level enough to have my own guild hall, and that meant that I also was able in Final Fantasy 2, not in Final Fantasy, but in EverQuest 2 to run my retainers out. my little guild retainers out to go get stuff, so I was getting stuff for, and all I had to do was do seals and stuff, which I did every day to be able to pay for the, be able to pay. I had to pay cash, and I had to pay city credits or city honorable something. I had to pay some. I had to pay two things to. So basically, every time I had a friend that wanted to get leveled, I would drag them around the map, and while collecting, you know, these things made it possible for our guild to this. You can't keep up with somebody who, you know, plays that hard. Which is healthy. I kind of only as much as I used to because I have to pay bills and I don't have a set job schedule. The reason that we are only doing this Monday through Thursday because weekends are busy and I can make more money during the weekend. Like today, I almost forgot I was streaming and I'm gonna try to keep working because I wanted to actually hit my work quest, giving me an extra $65. But I remembered that my husband also needed the car, so there's that. All these turn-ins, when we get back to town, as alerts. Try to eat food up. I've got some serious food in our full company chest. It's way better than that. And although at this level, it's really not worth eating. Literally. Except the fact that on my Omni I can make more. And send my retainers out to go grab that stuff and it'll be great. She doesn't need anything you know, she doesn't need anything much right now. Another 5 levels. Getting our first dungeon. Right now, as soon as we usually by the time we get back to town, we should actually be able to pick up Levmets. Once we do our level 10 class quest, we'll be able to change classes, try other classes, take up cooking, fishing, armor crafting, etc. There's leatherworking and carpentry, which is carpentry used to make shoes. Leatherworking, shoes in Gridania. Pick those up, and the gathering of botany, very useful. It will help you with food and making clothes. Getting textiles. There we go. I made a lot of money off of flax. And mining wise, mining would be in Thanalan, which is a wilderness / desert area. Sandbox. Kitty litter. That's right. Kidding. Might as well be. There is a Makote village out in South Thanalan. Cat people. Alrighty then, we're going to duty. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Until we start crafting stuff, we won't be able to put in any materia in it. I can craft and make stuff and put. But as I said, I was going to try it. For a while, I will show you guys, you know, what it's like just to use basic gear, nothing fancy. Don't have to beg people. Stuff's a little bit more onerous, but the damages that we do now are a lot different. And even if I did make something, I would just make normal stuff anyway. I would just change everything out every 5 levels until you start getting better armor and dungeons and stuff. So congratulations and welcome to second duty, I think. My God, that's good. All right. Wow, that's a creepy smile. There we are with the classic music. Yes, we can just deploy this little buzzard right away. It is possible to time stuff while, if you have paralysis as a caster. Probably the best thing if you're a healing caster, then you be able to time yourself in Asuna, which would allow you to remove any status effects. Alright, little man's out. Oh, yeah. Yes, we're just gonna get out of the way, buddy. So this is probably considered a boss fight. Technically, my character cannot really in any end game end of a Realm Reborn or any other dungeon afterwards, even fully equipped, maxed out gear, cannot take the damage that a boss fight cannot take the damage. You're squishy and tastes good with ketchup. And because I played I'm better at a black mage, I will just tell you this right now. You have to develop a degree as a black mage of being able to decide if you want to eat that whatever comes out of that little glowy orange thing. And whoop, done. If you're a tank or caster and you're doing one of these duties if you're a tank or melee, you're doing one of the fights by yourself, you basically don't stand in front of it for nothing. I run around like a little scared chicken, you know, because you get better damage from behind, but you literally have to lock your camera so that you can run around in circles. Does not work in dungeon. Hey, look, it's Sally Come Lately. These cutscenes get longer and longer. Guarantee you. The cutscene movies are available in your in-room when you get the in-room. God, I love those eyes. They're So the game has a thing called a leading shell, and you can set those up um, in all of the city-states, at least the original states. Over soon. So, ideally, I'd like to end in lower in Insa, but it's possible that we will park. Okay, we'll say that she's actually staying at the inn, Summerford. There is one place there. A simple bedding house. A lot of LARPers, game LARPers, or live action role player. Um, Various locales for role playing. Having conversation, setting up arcs, storylines to progress in other areas that are in the game but not the storyline. Many people avoid using the main story quest as part of their character's history. So that's how that's how we know where there's you know technically I don't think there's anything in here other than a couple of beds. Now bed, place to eat. Unlike some games where you can't get into anything, half the stuff you can a good fair percentage of stuff here you can actually go. and it's not, you know, barred, and then other stuff there are barred. Oh, in fact, here we have more beds. They have people in them, of course. A lot of LARPers ignore the people sometimes. For Virginia, probably just be renting an bed. You can literally lay down or doze on it. You can doze on a bed and down one if you're standing on. You can sit on the edge if you're. Okay. Um. Oh, we're getting a build up here. Getting build up towards our first dungeon. We'll pretty much get 3 dungeons in succession. So and a few more in like have all 3 dungeons. We won't be able to go. This one we won't get until we're able to do it. That's them repeatedly. I like the other one, advanced one that you get later on after 50. It cracks me up. This one boss is underwater and you have to flip this drains out like a toilet. It's awesome. Laugh every time. I usually don't touch anything in dungeons, but I have exceptions to that. Yep, I have an exception to that. That was touching. And we are done here, so good technically. Let's do something awesome. Let's take one of those famous chocobo rides. Just like in most of the Final Fantasy games, you get a chocobo game sometime. At some time. While I do know that I would like to compare, because everything takes damage. Take a lot more damage when we die. To our inventory. You thought for that you were gonna go and do like another caster class, then I would basically recommend keeping required at this point. Assault. Add so add. The rest of the stuff is just things we can sell them. So we'll take our first chocobo ride, having made level 10. 15 gil versus 133. In the city, you can rent the chocobo and ride wherever you need to ride without it going destination to destination, which is convenient if you have to go long ways, but it's only for 10 real life minutes. We have night and day here. It's nighttime, but the way they've got the game set up is even if it's nighttime, you can see very clearly. They did a really great job about this. A lot of games, it's like freaking dark. Can't see, and they did this knowing we would play anyway. So they just, and you have a chocobo command thing. At level 30, chocobos get really interesting. It'll be fun. The chocobo could technically take you into the town, but instead they have to walk. So here's our zone line. Damn, we are back here. Eventually around level 8. I'm gonna come talk to her. As we started in this town, it's gonna be her. Well, or depends on your choice, but we're gonna go with the flames. Time comes. Technically, we went upstairs, but we're gonna get rid of all of these little mini quests. Nothing cool. So that we don't have this baggage. Let's take up space. Now that we have to go to the bar. You'll notice that we have a class quest for level 5 that we have yet to do. So we're going to be backtracking tomorrow. Go to the Marauders. Out of the way. Olafel. Won't give us a quest that sends us back out to Middle. Been so useful a while ago. What happens? Doing it. Yeah. Trying to earn. And because we haven't done our level 10 class quest, we are not going to be able to talk to that person. Qualify. Qualify. Because we already have oven mitts, get the money. Heck with it. We're not go out. We have to go out there. Anyway. But for the most part, we've find, getting everything done in ways that get the most for the most bang for the time that we have. Like running back and forth. That sky. Sky. constantly went all out for this. Yep, back this way. Sometimes when there's a holiday event, there'll be stuff over here. Awesome. Some of the holidays are different. Today holiday holidays. Um, they have the little kids festival or the girls festival. I think it's more of a Asian, Japanese. You'll notice that 100. If you're planning on doing a different class later, like combat class, and you take that eye patch. And yes, it looks like what it. And you never actually, once you go through doing something and you talk to somebody, you don't get to hear it rehashed. It just shows your hand movements of conversating, and it's a kind of like a time skip. And then he says a bunch of stuff about it, the other person or whatever. But a lot of times it's not easy to stop at 2 hours. I mean, it is doable, but if you want to stop and get rested experience, will add up while you're in there. See, now we have an in room that we can use later on. You'll be able to talk to your retainer there. Some of the quests actually will put you in the room. That's awesome. Like it'll show you waking up. When if you log out in the room, you'll get into bed, and you'll see yourself get into. Log back in, you're gonna get out of bed. Kind of nifty. So we'll log in tomorrow. We'll log out in the room, and collect rested XP stuff tomorrow. Hopefully we unlock cooking and fishing. This young lady here in this town is for Levmets. So, hey, we have made it. Guild Levs are now available. And Levmet quests, so now that we have to unlock each one in every area, except for the starting areas. You can just run out and do them. They'll give those to you right away, but when you get to the next stage, you have to. I personally like unlocking. If I'm doing another class for a character that's already 8th level storyline, you only unlock the Horizon one, or it's. That's a nice feature. You can literally leave that open. Every time you go to a new area, it'll tell you stuff. I'm looking forward to unlocking the puppy and kitten. You get a free puppy and kitten, even if you die or get knocked out in combat and wind up waking up in the place where you're bound to. That puppy, or dog, or cat, or whatever your minion choice is, will be persistent. You don't ever see. This is a combat combat critter. We're ready for our next leg of the journey. Level 10. So we are going to have to do our class quest. Yeah, it'll be next day. Class quest on Monday. And then to get caught up, we'll how well they align together. Messages, you don't want me to talk and you play so you can fall asleep. That's cool. The inn rooms are completely different. Whatever city you're in, it's out of the city culture. There's stuff that's Japanese-esque in their mansions. I will tell you everything about the room. That so in here, I have the summoning bell for retainers, crystal bell for the Estes. They added orchestration that when you um, right click on a music scroll, you can actually choose music, but don't have any time. I might actually have one box giving me stuff. Right now, tells you where to find all pieces of, and then you need to find someone who can buy. We can go buy one. Probably buy one. There's at least one available. This here is a new thing of the last expansion. What it does is that it allows you to add items to the dresser to use as outfits, which are activated with glamour crystals, which we don't have yet. Cute Lalafell door. Here is for putting most of your special items that the game will allow you to. I don't think we have any. That is for specialty things, Christmas stuff and whatnot. I haven't worked out the whole toy chest thing. There's so many things in the game that I just haven't gotten around to all of it. Right here is book. So the two cutscenes we just had, you can play cutscenes for a 7th Umbral scenario quest set. Stormblood here. Heavensward main scenarios. So, you know, Chronicles of the New Era, blah blah blah. Beast Tribe quest. Go to watch cutscenes for all of those. Face the bed. That's the right. Lucky, and when you're standing on a bed, you doze. No. Change position. He's a stomach sleeper. So that. Oh. See you on Monday. Barring me having to do like cancel. So I'll see you next time. Anu.